It's time for Rebel Sports on mylocalradio.com and 98.3 KADQ. Rebel Sports is brought to you by Rocky Mountain Power, Ready, Rich School District, Town of Randolph, Evanston Regional Hospital, Come On In, Westart Printing and Rocky Mountain Sign, T7 Propane, Station on Main, Stacy's Repair, Ellingford Brothers, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, Bear Lake Realty, Independent Software Solutions, Jimmy John's, Dr. McKay Frankum, Crawford Trough, Woodruff Corner Store, Our Bakery, Mound Valley Cattle Company, and the town of Garden City.
Welcome to our viewers. We are here in Randolph, Utah for a great volleyball matchup with our Lady Rebels and the visiting Tintic Miners. We will work on getting a picture here, but we are here. This is Bradley Holmes with my partner Rob Leifson here to bring the game to you today. And we are at 3:53 p.m. and first tip-off will be at 4:15. So we have a great pregame show ready for you with an interview with Coach Danelle Wasden and a Where Are They Now segment with a standout student as well on the way today for your pregame show. So thank you for tuning in online at mylocalradio.com and on the radio at 98.3 KDQ FM. We're going to go to a break here. This is the Ellingford Brothers pregame show. We will be back after this.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
Ready is committed to providing superior services to our customers by requiring individual accountability for excellence in quality, safety, and dependability. We are a growing company that is currently hiring across Wyoming, Colorado, Texas, Nevada, Idaho, and elsewhere. Our valued team members receive competitive wages, full benefits, and weekly pay. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back, and as you see, we have picture. Rob, with his wizard skills with the technology, got us our picture up. Rob, how are we feeling today? We had a very fun, exciting football game yesterday, and now we are here back in the gym.
Yep, and it's a rematch of last night. The Lady Rebels traveled to Eureka to take on the Miners and took a 4-set win. The second set, the Miners took 28-26. So very familiar with each other. They could probably just say, hey, just saw you last night across the net.
Yep, and as we're winding this season down, every game very crucial and important as we are building up for that big weekend next weekend, the Richfield tournament. I imagine Tintic may be down there as well, but we certainly will be. And so a good region matchup here today in Randolph. We have our standout student segment coming up here. If you missed it yesterday, I was able to sit down with Cass Argyle earlier this week. We talked about school, but we talked a lot about basketball as she is going to be a key component of the Rich High Lady basketball team here in just a couple months. So enjoy that, and we'll be back after this.
It is time for our standout student segment. I am here with Cass Argyle. Cass, thanks for taking time out of your busy day to chat with me a little bit. How are things going in your senior year?
School-wise, super good. I only have 3 classes a day. Like, they're different per day, but it's only 3. So in reality, the workload isn't super bad. So I wouldn't say I'm nearly as stressed as I was the rest of my years, especially junior year.
So you're really getting that college experience with, just a few classes each day, and they're all different, getting geared up for what it's going to be like after high school.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't come to school till 9:30 and then I leave at like 2:10. So it's not even like I'm going through a school day.
Yeah, you're living a tough life compared to some of your counterparts for sure.
Yeah.
So what classes are you taking this semester?
This semester I'm taking business, sociology, human family studies, and college English. Oh, and history 2700.
Awesome. So are you on track to get your associate's degree then?
Yeah.
Perfect. And Cass, what are your plans after high school, seeing as that's really just down the road now? What do you have going on?
So I actually just finished applying to the U, which is also the only place I applied to. So I'll go to the University of Utah, and get my master's in counseling psychology.
Good for you. And where do you want to end up in terms of, after you graduate, what sort of line of work do you want to be in?
So hopefully be a therapist and open my own practice.
Perfect. So looking to open a private practice, doing therapy for others. That's awesome. And Cass, I wanted to make sure we included some school stuff, but I also wanted this to be a little bit of a preview for the basketball season, as you'll play a key role on that girls basketball team. How are you feeling? Really, we're just about a month and a half away from the season starting. How are you feeling about things?
I'm super pumped. I am so excited for the season. I actually think we're going to have a super great season. We've been pretty excited too. Like, us seniors have been, picking out the travels, the uniforms, just like all these little details. I just got my shoes just came in, been trying to get in shape for it. So definitely you can feel it coming soon.
That's awesome. And speaking of shoes, Cass, I'm good friends with your dad and we've talked. I want to know, tell our viewers how many pairs of shoes you have.
Basketball shoes or just all my shoes?
Basketball shoes.
I'd say currently in my closet right now, maybe 10, 12.
And I hear you keep them in mint condition in the box. Is that true?
I have one box that I actually haven't even opened yet. I ordered the beginning of last season. That one has not even been opened. It's still in its like Amazon package. I haven't even seen the shoe box. And then, they're on display in my closet.
So they're geared up as well for this season. So Cass, we graduated a handful of seniors, similar to what volleyball had, a whole new team. Not the same in basketball as a lot of you saw the floor last year, but what are your thoughts on what this team will look like with those seniors gone, with some new faces? How are you feeling about what the team's going to look like this year?
So really all I can base it off of is our JV for the last year, and our JV was super good last year. It was kind of hard because, like, competition-wise, like, usually we were subbing out after the first quarter and weren't allowed back in anyways. But we just had the most insane chemistry on the team. Everyone on the team was just super happy all the time, really good at hyping each other up, just, like, enjoyed each other's presence on the court and, like, truly believed in each other. Like, that JV team, I've never had so much faith in just being able to pass it to a girl and not low-key kind of freak out. Sometimes you just get nervous, but like, I'm super excited and I really trust these girls and I have a lot of faith that we'll have a really good season.
I keep in touch with Coach Lundgren often. He's very excited about the season. So it sounds like you guys have all the ingredients for a really fun year. I'll be excited to call all your guys' games. Well, going back to school as we close up here, I always close out our segment. Cass, who, not to ask for a favorite teacher, but more so a teacher who's had a positive impact on your life during your time at Rich High School? Is there a teacher you'd like to give a shout out to that you've had over the last 4 years?
Well, we'll definitely say Lex Cornea. I think, greatest guy ever. And Miss Mir. Those two truly have my heart. They've been super helpful. They definitely changed the way I view things, make me think a lot.
Those two are definitely ones that I think do a great job at preparing you guys and any student at Rich High for the future, after high school. Well, Cass, and for our viewers at home, we like to share who you are because a lot of, our older listeners that don't know everyone's kids. Cass is the daughter of Jared and Stephanie Argyle. Jared Argyle, definitely a familiar name in Rich County. So, and Cass, you don't have very many siblings, right? It's just you and your parents. There's no other siblings, correct?
Yeah, just 7. Not very
Cass
many.
comes from a big family, lots of brothers and sisters, which is awesome. So, and hopefully they'll be able to listen to your interview as this will air this weekend for volleyball and football. So, Cass, thanks for taking the time. Very excited to be calling your name here in a couple months on the basketball floor.
Thanks so much, Bradley.
Great to catch up with Cass Argyle this week. Like I say, excited to watch her and her teammates take the floor here in just a couple months. when basketball starts. But before then, we've still got volleyball going strong here, and we will be back after this. And that was the Standout Student segment brought to you by T7 Propane. This is an Ellingford Brothers pregame show, and this is a My Local Radio production, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in on 98.3 KADQ FM.
We offer rebates on energy-saving products and equipment for our customers. For example, your home's heating and air conditioning system draws significant amount of electricity during certain times of the year. We offer cashback for heat pumps, which use energy-efficient technology to heat and cool your home. We also offer rebates on appliances and smart accessories like smart plugs and smart switches. Really, for anything that draws electricity in your home, we usually have some type of rebate to offer you. Visit wattsmarthomes.com today.
When you have an emergency, choose Bear Lake Memorial Hospital. Open 24/7, the professional emergency room staff is trained for trauma, medical, cardiac, pediatric, orthopedic, and obstetric emergencies. Bear Lake Memorial is a critical access level 3 trauma center, offering immediate access to radiology, lab services, surgery, and internal medicine consults. The ER teams are well-trained professionals who are ready to act. When you have an emergency, Bear Lake Memorial Hospital, the most caring hospital on earth.
I am here with Coach Wasden as part of our pregame show and our coaches show. Coach, we have some very exciting things to talk about after your weekend. 2 big road wins at Tabiona and at Altamont. Tell us about that Tabiona game. That was a big one. That was a big win for you.
Yeah, that was huge for us. The girls showed up, and we went with our 5-1 rotation, which we saw some success with in Grace in our game 3 there. So we went with it again in Tabby, and they just showed up, had some great serving, and our hitting percentage was the best it's been all year. You know, some awesome digging too. So it was a full team effort, and I was proud of the girls.
Yeah, winning in basketball or volleyball at Tabiona, regardless of how good of a team they have year in and year out, is a hard thing to do. So going to Tabiona and beating a good Tabiona team is definitely a high point of the season.
Yes.
It seems like it's perfect timing as the season winds down to state. So, Coach, why do you think the 5-1 has made such an impact? Because you're right. When that was adjusted at Grace, it seemed like a new life was brought into the team. And the fact that you got to think that maybe it's given more confidence to the serving and to the passing and hitting. Why do you think the 5-1 is maybe the answer to a successful season going forward?
Anyone that's played sports, it's hard to come in and out of a game from the bench and back in. And I think it just gave some kids get more in the rhythm. And I also, unless passes are perfect, it's hard for a setter to always come from the back row. Not that our passes aren't great. I mean, some excellent passers, but it just gives us a little bit more wiggle room there. And then it just helps kids be consistent, not coming in and off of the bench. And I still have some that do that a little bit, but just not so many of them. So they've got more consistent players in there all the time.
So sometimes we as coaches just have to, accept that maybe a different route's the way to go. And it sounds like you've made a great decision there and with getting more consistency for the team. And so,
yes.
So this week you go to Tintic and then have Tintic the next day at home, a back-to-back. And those are region games, correct?
Yes. Yep. Those are region games.
And Coach, after that then I believe we have Tabiona again at home. Is that right? Next week, is that the Tabiona game?
Yep, correct. Yep, that next Thursday at home we have them.
So what was the feeling in the locker room, the bus ride home? Do you feel like the team has turned a corner emotionally and, there's some true excitement going on now?
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's, it just feels good to win. And I feel like when they went and they pulled that win, they were excited to go do it. They played with a lot of confidence going into Altamont. The win was a lot bigger at Altamont than when we had them here at home. So it's for sure like their confidence has grown, and we want to go with that.
Well, I know that we were broadcasting the football game, but we were getting updates from multiple parents that were at the Tabiona game, and it was just very exciting. We were in that moment when you guys were in your, in that fourth and fifth set. We were talking just as much about volleyball as we were football, even though we were at the football game. So you've got a lot of people cheering for you guys, and it sounds like we've talked all year how young this team is and new positions and things, but it truly seems like you're setting yourself up for not just a successful end of the year, but many years to come. Coach, what do you do now to keep this momentum rolling? I think you have really good potential of 2 more wins this week, going into that big Tabiona matchup next week.
Yeah, and like I told my girls last night at practice, yes, we got some big wins, but we're not to our goal yet. We had some good things happen this weekend, but also we want to keep getting 2% better every day, so that when we hit next week and state tournament that we are peaking. So we're just going to keep going, knowing that we have room for growth and we want to be the best out there.
Do we know much about the southern region? We obviously know that out of our region, ourselves, Tabiona and Manila are strong teams going down to state. Do we know much about the southern teams that we will see down there?
Yeah, I know Panguitch will be tough, and we'll see them at Richfield tournament in a couple of weeks, which will be good to see them. But also I think Valley's pretty good and Monticello. So I think there's some good southern teams that we're going to need to be ready to against. So
what's the gap between the Richfield tournament and state itself?
So we'll hit the Richfield tournament, and then we will play North Summit.
Let's make our schools better by voting for someone with skin in the game. Vote Nicholas Wallentine for District 1 school board member in the upcoming Rich School District election. Paid for by Nicholas Wallentine.
I'm Hazel Wilson. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 1. I'm Ryan Smoot. I'm a freshman, and I am number 2. My name is Leah Peterson. I'm going to be a junior, and my number is number 3. I'm Hazel Scott. I'm a freshman, and my number is 4. I'm Molly Weston. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I'm number 5. Hi, I'm Tess Cornia. I'm a junior, and I'm number 6. My name is Winley Kirk, and I'm a freshman, and I am number 7. I'm Dole Stringham. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 9. I'm Tyler Pugmire. I'm going to be a junior, and I'm number 10. I'm Cassie Argyle. I'm a senior, and I'm number 11. I'm Jalen Lutz. I'm a sophomore, and I wear number 12. I'm Chaisley Levitt. I'm a sophomore, and I'm number 13. My name is Brinley Hatch. I'm a senior, and I'm number 14. I'm Paige Smith. I'm a junior, and I'm number 15. I'm Emery Thronock. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 17. My name is Kara Hoffman. I'm a freshman, and my number is 19. My name is Lida Taylor. I'm going to be a sophomore, and I wear number 20. I'm Lexi Rao. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 21. I'm Braylon Pugmire. I'll be a sophomore, and I'm number 22. Lacey McKinnon. I'm a sophomore, and my number is 23. I'm Corey Stacy. I'm a freshman, and I'm number 27.
All right, we are here, and Rob, I guess I need to adjust our scoreboard. It's showing 28-8, which is a familiar score from yesterday. So I will try to get that reset here. There we go. Okay, as we start our first set here, Rich Rebels versus the Tintic Miners. And I apologize, we did have to cut short my interview with Coach Wasden, but we'll catch back up with her next week as well. As we get ready to set things off here. Good showing of the student body here as we are here on a Saturday afternoon.
Had a big cross-country meet this morning, Bradley, with a good turnout as well. We'll see if we can get some of those results into you here in a bit. But Rebels come in 7-10, 6-2 in Region 22. The Miners come in 6-12 overall with 1-6 in Region 22 with a 1 win over Wendover.
So this is definitely one of those matches that Coach Wasden absolutely wants. Here at home, region match, day after beating this very team. Let's see how this goes as Brinley Hatch will start things off for us, serving left to right. Good serve across. Tintic does handle that to get it back over, and it will be returned inbounds. Tintic with a good start as they return that back in play, taking a 1-0 lead to start this match, start this set. Tintic to serve, and it gets back over the net, over to Argyle. Front to Cornia, outside to Weston. Tintic will return that set up to the outside. Would be too much. Even this 1-1. So Rich will serve, and it will be, I believe, Braylon Pugmire to serve left to right. Good serve just over the net. Tintic up to its setter to the outside. Rich will try to set up a play as well. Tintic into the net. That will give Rich a score of 2-1. And I apologize. Sometimes I freeze because I'm just getting too enthralled into the game, but I'll do a better job of that. Pugmire to serve left to right once again. It will be a good, strong serve back to the libero. Tintic a set to the middle. Over to Pugmire, to Cornea, outside to Weston, and that will be blocked down in favor of Tintic. We are tied 2-2 as Tintic will sub in number 5, Kaylee Carter, into the game, a junior. And as we're here, 15, Mariana Pena to serve to Weston. Over to Cornea. Great job. Great hustle there by Cornea to handle that set, to set up. Who was that there?
Leah Peterson.
Leah, yep. Leah had
kill.
a great hit from that middle blocker position. And we have a sub. I believe we had, Chaisley Levitt in for Weston. Pugmire to serve and is over to the Miners, over to Pugmire. Cornea to set to the outside to Levitt. Good strong hit, and that will be a score. Rob, we've had some great showings from both Levitt and Pugmire on the outside the last few matches.
Absolutely. Chasey just climbing up the kill chart on the Rebel stat sheet.
Yep, she's doing a great job, and we'll have Pugmire serving left to right here as the Rebels have gone up 4-2 as I adjust the scoreboard there. Pugmire with the serve over. Set up to the outside, but it'll not be enough for the Miners as that is into the net. The Rebels going on a bit of a run here as they find themselves up 5-2 in the first set. Pugmire to serve once again. Pugmire with the serve to the back row. Tintic puts it back over to Rich. And Leah, great job finding that space in the back row to put the Rebels up 6-2.
We call that a happy birthday, Bradley.
Is that what they call it? That was a
yep.
great play by Leah there. So the Rebels up 6-2 here early in the first set. Pugmire serve cross court. That will be just over, but Chaisley is there to tip it back. We have a bit of a volley going on here as Cornea sets up Levitt once again, who will set it just over. Returned by Pena. Tintic gets it over, but it'll be too much, out of bounds. 7-2 for the Rebels.
Kaylee Carter, number 5, just a little bit too much juice on that one.
Pugmire serving left to right here. She'll get it over to the libero. That'll be too much.
And
Pugmire on a run here. 8-2 for the Rebels in this first set. Pugmire on a run here. Continuing serve there. Serves over to Tintic. Tintic sets it up. Going for that third hit. And it'll get over to Smith, to Cornea. Setting Peterson with a great hit in that same neighborhood once again. She's had a few great hits here early on in this match.
Third kill of the match so far.
3 kills for the junior. Glad to have her back next year. Pugmire serving once again into the back row. Tintic trying to get something started here, and that will be just over the net. Smith sets it up over to Levitt, and that will be out of bounds, giving Tintic that much-needed point here, 9-3, as Weston will sub back in for Pugmire, as the Rebels were able to go on a good run there.
7-0 run.
7-0 run. Now Tintic will serve, being down 3-9 currently. She gets it over, back row to Pugmire, over to Cornea, who will set up Peterson again, and she gets another point. 10-3. Great start for Peterson and the Rebels here. Peterson does sub out there. Who came in for her?
Brindley
Rob?
Hatch comes to the front line.
So Brindley Hatch in for Peterson as Smith will serve across. Good serve right into that back row. Tintic keeps it alive. Over to Cornea. Sets up. There was a whistle there. That is right.
A little mistake. Referee.
So we're just going to replay that?
Yep, just going to replay that one.
Okay. So an inadvertent call there that will result in a replay of that last serve. So Page will serve this again left to right. Good serve to the exact spot. Tintic setting up here to the outside. It will be returned by Pugmire to Cornea to Levitt to the outside. That is tipped by Tintic. Keeping it alive. Back across to Pugmire. Cornea sets up Levitt once again, and that will be out of bounds. No tip, so that will be a point in favor of Tintic. Currently 10-4 in favor of the Rebels here in this first set.
Chaisley must have ate her Wheaties this morning because she's got some power.
Yep. A little bit more of a downward angle, and we're in business. Weston with the pass up to Cornea, who will set up Hatch in the middle. Tintic sets up to the outside. Be sent over to the Rebels. A good dig by Levitt.
Couldn't get a double hit.
So double hit by the Rebels, which will give Tintic the point there to cut the deficit in half. It is the Rebels 10, Miners 5. The Miners will serve once again. They get it over. A good pass by Pugmire up to Cornea, outside to Levitt. Great kill there. That's what we've been waiting for, Rob. And I think we caught it just in time to get a good replay there. And this replay is brought to you by Stacy's Repair. As you look here, Levitt with a great kill. We're going to keep that one in mind, as that could definitely be one of the plays of the game.
And you just missed a ace by Tess Cornea.
Tess Cornea with the ace there, and she will serve once again. Good serve to the back row. Tintic will set it up to the outside, just over the net. Hatch gets it done. She hits to the outside, just off the hand of a Miner. And let me adjust our score here, as we are at 13-5. That kill was worth the replay, so we missed a little bit, but we had to watch that one more time. Cornea with the serve across. On the second hit, Tintic puts it over, but it is set up for... So Bray hits it over, but it looks like they are calling a...
They're going to call that out.
So that is called out. I didn't know if that was tipped or not. So that is out on the Rebels.
It looked like it was on the line, but got to go with what was called.
So that serve just goes over, and that's what you want if you're the Miners right now. Get some points here on serves, which they do there, bringing the score 13-7. And just a reminder, the Rebels did win yesterday, but it was in 4, so there was definitely some resistance going on down there as the Rebels try to get this first set. Pugmire to Cornea, back to Levitt, which is blocked by Tintic. And that time it is a good hard kill, resulting in the ball hitting a tile on the ceiling, and they're going to blow that dead.
Well, that's actually a Miner in the net.
Oh, is that what it did?
Yeah.
Okay. So there, that was in the net by Tintic. Score currently 14-7 in favor of the Rebels. Argyle with the serve across. Tintic receives that. Set up to the outside. Argyle with the pass over to Cornea. Back row by Smith, sending it over. Tintic will return it, or try to return it, but is in the net, giving the Rebels a score of 15-7 here in the first set. So Argyle will serve again. That is Cassie Argyle serving left to right. Good serve across to that back row, just over the net. Perfect serve there by Cassie Argyle. She's going to try to keep this one going as we are approaching into that 20 mark. Try to close out this set.
Her 8th ace of the year.
Going for number 9 here. Tintic will return that to the outside to Pena. Smith with the pass. Cornea not able to get there. That will put the Miners at 8. Rich 16, Tintic 8. As we do have a sub here for Tintic, number 9, Alyssa Grange, subbing in. Serve across. Argyle with the pass, but it will result in going under the net. Cornea not able to get that one, as it will be 16-9 for the Rebels. Serve across to Weston, pass forward to Cornea. Sets it up for Pugmire on the outside, and that will be a score. So Tintic tries to get a block there at the net, just off the fingertips and directly down in favor of the Rebels. 17-9 as Hatch will serve across to Tintic.
Bray leads the Rebels with kills.
Bray's had a great year as Hatch sends it across Tintic receives it on the second one, sends it over. Argyle sends it outside to Pugmire. Great kill by Bray.
And that's why she leads the team.
Yes, very much so. It's a good sign for the Rebels, Rob, that a lot of kills here today by a couple sophomores on the outside. Hatch serving from left to right once again. Serve just outside as Tintic gets into the double digits. 18-10 current score here as number 4 for Tintic. Kaya Farr, a sophomore, will be serving right to left to the Rebels. Pass by Argyle, good pass to Cornea in the middle. Peterson hits it over again. And that will be, there was a bit of a question there by the line judge, and it looks like they are going to call it out.
Going to overrule the line judge on that one.
That was very close. I can understand the line judge kind of being 50-50 there. So it will give Tintic a score there, 18-11. Serve over to Weston. Pass to Cornea, who sets up Pugmire, who just sets it back over. Tintic trying to set something up here, and that will be in the net.
On Bray Pugmire.
So in the net by the Rebels, which will give Tintic another score as they are now just down 6 here late in the first set. As Farr will serve again. She serves right to left to Argyle, to Cornea, to Weston, who tips it over. Tintic tried to put it back over on that first initial hit, and that will go into the net for the Rebels, coming at a good time as that gap was closing. 19-12 for the Rebels as Pugmire will serve over. Good serve by Pugmire. Tintic sending it over on the second hit. Back over and into the net. Good play there for the Rebels. It seems like Tintic is not wanting to use all 3 hits. They're trying to catch the Rebels off guard on that first or second hit, and the Rebels have been ready most of the time here. Pugmire, another good serve across to Tintic. 1, 2, 3, and they do get it across to Smith. To Cornea, setting up Peterson, and that is going to be out.
Just a bit outside.
It is baseball season.
Yeah, playoffs are going on, Bradley.
Go Padres as they fight the evil North later today. So we do have a bit of stoppage here. Looks like there's some discussion between the line judge and the referee. We'll see what the official call is here. So
missing Bridget and Tyler that are normally the line judges.
That's true.
The Pugmire version. So
that's true.
Got some inexperience on maybe the lines.
So number 15, Mariana Pena, back to serve for Tintic. It does get over to Page. Up front to Cornea, outside to Weston, who will tip it over to Tintic, who will set up 3 hits, but I believe out. That will give the Rebels 1-point lead. We have a football score here, 21-14 in favor of the Rebels as they try to close this one out.
And you're bringing back in Chasley Levitt and Tyler Pugmire, who will go to the service line.
So Pugmire back to serve. We are just 4 points away from closing out the first set. Pugmire with the serve. Back row. Tintic sets up, and that will be outside again. Out of bounds in the back. Just a little bit too much on that hit for Tintic. Pugmire trying to close this out as we are sitting at 22-14 in favor of the Rebels. Pugmire with the serve. Great serve as it just tips on the top of the net, dropping to the floor immediately. 23-14. Pugmire to serve. Gets it across to the back row of Tintic, who will set up to the outside, into the net. 24-14. This is set point for the Rebels. Pugmire trying to close this one out with the serve to the back row. Tintic setting up in the middle. That is blocked, and that will be set point. Great job by the front row of the Rebels, made up of Levitt, Peterson, and Cornea. That will be it for the first set. Rebels 25, Tintic 14. We'll go to break. This is a T7 propane production of Rich High Volleyball. Online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KADQ FM.
Quality is the one thing that you can always count on when you do business with Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. You always get high-quality products and friendly, knowledgeable service at Ellingford's. Stop in today, 199 County Road, Evanston.
At the Evanston Walmart, you'll find all the tools students need to succeed. Our team is committed to providing quality products and an excellent shopping experience. Stop in today, 125 North 2nd Street, Evanston. Walmart. Save money, live better.
All right, we are back here as I get our scoreboard reset as we are starting the second set here, Rob. What kind of comments do you have after that first set?
Well, Rebels come up with 9 kills to the Miners 1, 4 aces for the Rebels and 2 for the Miners. 9 unforced errors, which I'm sure Coach Wasden was not happy with, but 11 unforced errors on the side of the Miners. Only 1 service error, and I'd say the highlight of that set was that 7-0 run with Tyler Pugmire at the service line, and she was there to finish off the set as well.
Look for the Rebels to go on a run here as they've gotten a little bit of the jitters out, hopefully knock the rust off from overnight, and you hope that we get a big gap started here in the second set. Make sure no life is given to Tintic and try to close this one out in 3 sets today.
Well, they did take the first set 25-15 yesterday before they lost the second 26-28, so we'll see what that does.
Rob, we are 2 weeks out from our pink game is what it's coined. It's a great tradition in honor of Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Traditionally, our volleyball team always plays North Summit for this game, so that will be taking place just under 2 weeks from today. So not next weekend, but the next Friday night, the Rebels will play North Summit. That will be on the 18th. And there will be a silent auction going on that day between 5:45 and 7, I believe, is when that'll be set up, and then during that 7 o'clock varsity game. So we just wanted to make sure that people know about that. Keep an eye on it on social media. There will be more info for that silent auction here in a couple weeks here in Randolph this year against North Summit. So Tintic will start things off, serving it to the Rebels. Cornea just tips it right over. A good play there. But as they did in the first set, Tintic will strike first, going up 1-0 here as number 4. I believe that's, Farr. Kaya Farr to serve to the Rebels right to left. She'll get it across to Weston, who passes it up to Cornea, back to Weston, and that will be out of bounds just off of a Tintic Miner's hand trying to pass that there. Good hit there by Weston as it was a pass from Weston to Cornea, back to Weston for the score.
Gets her first kill of the match.
And we have Hatch now serving left to right here for the Rebels over to Tintic. Looks like there is communication again from line judge to ref, and he has given the go-ahead as Hatch will serve. Good serve across to the Miners. Kaya will set that for Pena, and that will be off the Rebels. So giving Tintic some life here, 2-1 here very early on in the second set. And we have a substitution here. Hatch going out, Cornea coming in at that setter position. Pena with the serve just over the net. Great serve there by her. Cornea will tip it over, and it is, I thought that was 4 hits there, but they just get it over. Weston with the strong hit, but just too much there.
I think she must have had breakfast with Chasley.
Yeah, that's right. Some more Wheaties for Weston as well. 3-1 for the Miners right now as Pena will serve across to the Rebels. Another good serve for her to Smith, to Cornea setting up. Pugmire on the outside. A good hit there. It was handled by Tintic, but she didn't have that second person there ready after that good dig. So that will go in favor of the Rebels. 3-2 for Tintic, currently with Pugmire back to serve left to right.
Of the Brave version.
Yes, of the Brave version. Good, strong serve by Pugmire. Very tough to handle for Kaya Farr, which she does, but once again, that second hit was not ready for Tintic. Bray, again, will be serving across to Tintic. That was a great serve last time as she gets another one just over the net and an ace for Bray. We'll do a quick replay of that one for those watching online at mylocalradio.com. Bray with 2 great serves right in a row, including this one. Bam, just right there, right before the back row. And we did just have a serve go out of bounds as we come back to camera here. So it will be Tintic. Well, we're tied up at 4-4. Tintic serves across over to Cornea, outside to Weston, who will get that point as she gets that hit, just tipped by the Miners and not able to be relocated by them, as Levitt and Pugmire come in for Weston and Argyle.
And the Miners subbed in a freshman. Looks like they just subbed her out. So,
yes, that was Snell, I believe. So Pugmire serving left to right over the net. Tintic trying to get it to the outside, and they do get it across to the net to Pugmire, and that will be almost over. Peterson gets it over, set up for the middle for Tintic. That is just tipped by the Rebels. Setting up here, Cornea to the outside to Levitt, and that will be handled by Tintic as well. Set up to the outside. Pugmire with a great pass there. Cornea to Levitt. And this is turning into a long volley here as Pugmire to Cornea to Peterson, blocked by Tintic. And Tintic will earn that one. So a great block by Tintic, sending it back to the Rebels, and it was just not enough for the Rebels to get it back up as it hits the floor. So we are now tied at 5 apiece as Tintic serves across to the Rebels. Good pass by Pugmire up to Cornea, setting up Chasley on the outside. Was that tipped?
That was tipped.
Yes, it was tipped. That will give the Rebels the lead, 6-5. Good hit by Chasley there, hitting the fingertips of the Miners.
Her 3rd kill of the match.
So we have Paige back to serve over to the Miners. That will be just into the net, bringing our score even at 6.
Only had 1 service error last set. That's the 2nd already.
Definitely some more errors in this one, as there is no deficit really here, as the score has been gridlocked a lot of this set. Hatch puts it over to Tintic to the front row, who puts it over to Weston. Good pass to Cornea, setting up Levitt. Cornea to Levitt. Tintic handles that in the back row, sending it back over the net to the Rebels, to Smith, to Cornea, to Levitt on the outside. That is tipped by the Miners, and we were in the net there, giving Tintic the lead, 7-6. Tintic serving right to left. And that will get over to Pugmire, to Cornea, outside to Hatch. She will go cross court. That is returned by Tintic. Pena on the outside. Great block by the Rebels. That was Hatch there, blocking that right at the net, sending it right back over, giving us another tied game at 7. 7 apiece as Cornea serves to Tintic. Good pass to the libero, over to Pena to the outside. Cornea again, good pass to the front. Levitt will go across under the net there. A little bit too much momentum to handle there as the Miners go up 8-7 here in the second set. So we have number 10, who is Jordan Conder, serving right to left, and that will be into the net, 8-8. Rob, we definitely have a boxing match here, just exchanging hits back and forth.
6th tie so far in this second set.
Yes, we talked about hopefully getting some momentum and a big lead in the second set. Not happening. We are gridlocked at 8 as Argyle to serve over to Tintic. Great serve there as Tintic is trying to handle it. Miscommunication there as that hits the floor in favor of the Rebels.
One of those, I've got it, you take it.
Yep, exactly. Once again, I hope the Dodgers do that tonight in the outfield against the Padres. Argyle serving across the net to Tintic, just over the net perfectly. They will set up the freshman in the middle, and that is just outside. Rebels, I think the biggest lead in this set, 10-8.
Yep. Miners led 3-1. That was their biggest lead in the set.
Argyle continuing to serve well here. She goes left to right. Almost had an ace there. Great move by the libero from Tintic, and that will not be returned on that third hit for Tintic, giving the Rebels a lead 11-8. We talk about momentum in volleyball, and Argyle has it right now. She is going to continue to serve across to Tintic. Gets it across to the back row, right off her hands. Again, 12-8 for the Rebels. We have got some momentum here, getting into a rhythm as we try to further this margin between Tintic and Rich. Argyle across to Tintic, to Pena. The setter just sets it over to Pugmire, to Cornea, back to Pugmire. Good hit. Tried to be handled by Tintic, but it was not.
Cassie's got only 7 aces in the season, but she's picked up 2 in this match so far.
Yes, she is working on doubling her number here against Tintic today. Another great serve by Cassie across to the back row. Pass to set. Pena tries to get it over, which she does, to Cornea. To Smith, trying to get to Cornea, but that will be right in the net off of that first hit. And that will give us a 13-9 score in favor of the Rebels. As Farr will serve over to the Rebels, to Weston, over to Cornea in the front row. She tries to get it over, and we will not be able to do so in 3 hits. So Tintic enters the double digits as the Rebels are up 13-10 here in the second set. Farr to serve once again over to the Rebels. And she does so to Smith, to Cornea, who sets up Weston on the outside, who tips it over to Pena, to back to Cornea, outside to Pugmire. She tries to get a good hit there, but it is in the net, along with that front blocking core by Tintic to give them another point. 13-11. Tintic is battling back. Farr serves it across to Smith. Good pass to Cornea, who back sets it to Pugmire. That is returned by Tintic. They get it to the outside. Over to Argyle, to Cornea. Outside to Weston, who tips it over. Tintic once again gets it back over to the Rebels, to Smith in the back row, to the front to Cornea. Outside to Weston again, who kills it. And right off the fingertips of that front core for Tintic to give us a score of 14-11.
Molly's second kill of the match.
As Hatch will serve across to Tintic, trying to further this lead as we are up 14-11. She gets it across to the back row of Tintic, trying to set up the freshman there and just overshot there. 15-11, Rob. So for those that are just listening in, Tintic does have a very tall player there that is just a freshman. I'm sure she'll be a force to be reckoned with here in a couple of years as the Rebels have done well with her. Hatch straight across to Farr, to the outside, and that will be too much, out of bounds, in favor of the Rebels. That was Samantha Grimstead hitting it just out of bounds from that outside hitter position. Hatch to serve across to Tintic once again. Serve to the back row to the libero. Tintic, good hustle to keep that one alive as it did not start out well for them. Cornea to set up for Pugmire, and it is in on the kill, I believe. Yes, that is in. Great kill there by Bray.
Her 4th of the match, 2nd of the set.
Hatch to serve once again, left to right. She gets it over to the libero, set up in the middle. The Miners do get it across to Hatch, to Cornea, over to Bray. Great hit once again. Bray with a great kill to keep this one going.
Surprised we're not. Yep, I was going to say that's about a timeout time for Tintic, and there you go.
Yep, Tintic will take a timeout, as will we. This is a Rich High volleyball production brought to you by the station on Main. Listening on 98.3 KADQ FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Ready has provided safety and excellence in industrial construction and support services since 1982. From insulation and scaffolding to paintings and coatings, our crews are standing by to assist with new construction, maintenance projects, facility shutdowns, and more. Contact us today to ensure your assets are protected and functional. Interested in joining our team? Visit ReadyUSA.com. We are ready.
We are back here in the second set for the Rebels as they find themselves up 18-11 coming out of a Tintic timeout. We want to thank our sponsors again. We were just talking about that we've been able to do some replays today, and those are brought to you by Stacy's Repair in Woodruff. Great group of guys there. Stop in if you need some work done on your vehicles. Hatch to serve left to right. Back to the back row and into the front for Tintic. They will get it over, and a good kill there by number 6, Samantha Grimstead, to give Tintic a point out of a timeout. Obviously some good adjustments made by Coach Farr there out of that timeout as the Miners find themselves down 18-12 as Pena will serve right to left over to the Rebels. Smith with a good pass up front to Cornea, over to Peterson. Tintic will keep that alive to the middle, sending it over to Argyle, to Cornea, outside to Weston, into the net. So that will be a point for Tintic, bring our score 18-13 in favor of the Lady Rebels. Pena to serve once again right to left, but this time into the net, giving the Rebels a point, 19-13, as we are approaching that 25-point mark. Bray is now ready to serve. Bray Pugmire serving left to right for the Rebels. She puts it over the net. Great serve, as that is tough to handle for Tintic. They do keep it alive and get it back across to Page. Up front to Cornea, who will set up Weston on the outside, off the fingertips and in for the Rebels. Good kill there for Weston, as it was off their fingertips but stayed in bounds nonetheless.
Third kill for Molly in the set.
That brings our score 20-13 for the Rebels, trying to close out this second set and go up 2-0. Bray serves it across. She has been serving very well today. That is returned by Tintic over the net, back to Tintic, set up to the outside, which they do. Good effort by Cornea to keep that one alive, back to Argyle, but then it does go out of bounds. Good effort there by Cornea on that initial hit, as that came cross court, cross net. We do have a substitute here, number 2, Annie Despain, subbing in for Kendall Snell. And Despain will serve it over, but that is into the net. 21-14 for the Rebels.
Third free gift, unforced service error by the Miners in the set.
So now we will have Argyle and Weston coming out for Levitt and Pugmire, and Pugmire will serve, trying to close this one out. She serves across to the back row of the Miners, set up to the outside, and that is a great dig by Pugmire to Cornea to Peterson, and that will not be returned. Great effort there by all three of those ladies on that one as the Rebels go up 22-14. Great effort by Pugmire there.
Leah picks up her 5th kill of the match.
Pugmire serves over. That is returned by the Miners. They get it to the outside. Great block there by Levitt and Peterson as they tip it again, but this time it goes out of bounds.
And give the kill to Samantha Grimstead, her 2nd of the set.
Grimstead has been very active in this game on the outside there for the Miners as she gets her team a point there. 22-15 for the Rebels. They serve across to Smith, to Cornea, outside to Levitt. Great hit, and it is not handled as that ball goes into the crowd. Levitt with another kill there. How many does she have, Rob?
She's up to 4 in the match.
4 kills for Chaseley there, as we are just 2 points away from closing out the second set. And Paige Smith will be serving across to Tintic. A serve over, not handled. Great serve by Paige, 24-15. That was put into the back row, but not able to be put back up into the air. So set point here as Paige serves across. Great serve to Pena, to Farr, outside, and that will be nothing doing. Set point for the Rebels. That was a tight start there, and the Rebels slowly dug their way through and closed that one out. We are on our way to the third set as the Rebels win, set number 2 going up 2-0. This is a Lady Rebel volleyball production sponsored by the station on Main. Listening in on 98.3 KDQ-FM and online at mylocalradio.com.
Supporting local schools, Eddie and Todd Jensen, owners of Mound Valley Cattle Company, know when it comes to buying and selling cattle, you count on the best. Mound Valley Cattle Company, serving Utah, Idaho, and Wyoming. 208-339-0614. That's 208-339-0614.
Hey, it's Hunter here with Les Schwab. Just want to let you know we have America's Best Tire Warranty. It's now available at all Les Schwab Tire Centers. It includes our no-hassle road hazard protection, free tire maintenance, and a 60-day ride satisfaction guarantee included for free. Come visit us at Les Schwab Tire Centers today at 157 Bear River Drive in Evanston.
Reach a dedicated hometown, regional, and worldwide audience. Dive into the action with My Local Rodeo. Our high school rodeo broadcasts are the heart of the community, drawing families and fans who love to support local businesses. From prime advertising spots to exclusive sponsorships, your businesses can shine in the spotlight. Don't miss out. Contact us today and saddle up for an unbeatable advertising opportunity. My Local Rodeo, where your business becomes part of the excitement.
We are back here as we reset our score going into the third set for the Rebels. If you are just tuning in, the Rebels able to go up 2-0 so far in this game. Rob, do we remember the score from the first set?
25-14 in the first set, 25-15 in the second set. Rebels had 9 kills again. Tintic three aces on behalf of the Lady Rebels for a total of 7 in the match. And no aces in that round for the Miners. Again, 10 unforced errors on the Rebels, which I'm sure Coach Wasden wants to clean up. Only 8 unforced errors for the Miners that time. And it's 19-19 in that category. 2 service errors for the Rebels and 3 for the Miners. It was 8-8 after our 6th tie in the match. And a 17-7 run makes it 25-15.
And Rob, I don't know if we have it specifically there, and maybe you did say it. I feel like we are doing better in terms of not having serves into the net compared to some of our games we've done in the past. So kudos to the Rebels for some improvement there.
And it's a catch-22 because Coach Wasden wants them to serve a power serve, which is good, but you also run the risk that it goes into the net.
Yep, absolutely a trade that you have to work on, and the Rebels, like we said, seems like there's definitely been improvement as the season's gone on. And Hatch will start things off for us here, serving left to right for the Rebels, trying to close this one out here in the third set. And she will get it over to Tintic, and that will be a point for the Rebels as that is not able to be handled after the initial dig by the Miners.
First time the Rebels have taken the early lead in a set.
That's true, and Hatch will try to extend this lead as she is about to serve. And she does, and that just gets into the net.
That's called the broadcaster's jinx,
Yep,
Bradley.
I will take credit for that one. My bad. As that will be given back to Kyla Farr. Once again, the sophomore for Tintic, serving across to the Rebels. She's the setter for Tintic. She gets it across to Argyle, up to Cornea, outside to Weston. Good kill there, and that will not be handled by Tintic as that is sent into the bleachers once again. 2-1 for the Rebels.
Molly's 4th kill of the match.
And Pugmire will now serve across to the Miners, and she does, and that will not be handled as that is just off the hands of that back row for Tintic.
First ace of the match, but her 22nd of the season.
That's our first ace?
For her.
For her, okay, gotcha. Bray across, trying to get another ace. That is returned by Tintic as they will send it back over the net. Smith to Cornier, who sets it up in the middle for Peterson. So Tintic tried to set things up. They got it to the outside to Grimstead, but she puts it just out of bounds, giving a point to the Rebels, who are now 4-1 in this set. Pugmire again puts it across. That is passed forward by Tintic, just across the net to the Rebels, who handle it and get it back across to Tintic. And that will be out of bounds on Tintic, their middle blocker there, sending it over out of bounds, giving the point to the Rebels, who are now up 5-1.
Alyssa Grange, number 9.
Pugmire, another great, powerful serve. That is immediately sent back over, and the Rebels not able to handle that at the net. It is go into the net, and the Miners get the ball back, and it is now 5-2 in favor of the Rebels, with Pena serving across to the Rebels. Pena with the serve into the net, 6-2 for the Rebels, as we have some substituting here. Who we got, Rob?
Looks like Tyler Pugmire going to the service line and Chaisley Levitt coming to the front net. the front line.
So Argyle and Weston will take a quick break as Pugmire to serve right across. Pena with the pass forward. Tintic does get it across. Great effort there by Smith. Smith with the dig from the back row that goes just over the net on the other side. Great effort there as that hit from Tintic was short and she was able to get there. Served across again by Pugmire. Great kill there by the Rebels. Who was that, Rob?
That was Leah Peterson on a happy birthday. Just barely over the net on the bad bump to begin with on the serve receive.
Peterson with a powerful hit there. As we say, a happy birthday hit, giving the point to the Rebels, 8-2, as Pugmire will again serve across. That does just go across, immediately returned by Tintic to Pugmire, to Cornea, to Peterson again, but that is returned once again by Tintic to Pugmire, to Cornea, outside to Levitt, and she will get a good kill there. Let's go to replay there as that was set up well. The Pugmire to Cornea to Levitt play there. This is a Stacy Repair replay here as they put it over to the back row to Pugmire. Great set by Cornea and hit by Levitt.
Tintic on 3 hits, puts it back over to the Rebels.
Pugmire to Cornea to Peterson in the middle, and she has a great hit. Leah having a great game today.
Yep, her 6th kill of the match, and the Rebels going on a good run.
So the Rebels find themselves up 10-2 here early on.
There was a 7-0 run earlier with Tyler at the service line, and she's doing it again.
Looking to extend that lead here in the third. Great serve just across to the back row there. Tintic immediately returned it over to the Rebels, who put it back to Tintic. They try to get something going on the outside. That is into the net in favor of the Rebels. What's the run here now, Rob?
Yeah, you're going to have to give me just a second. I was anticipating a timeout from the Miners.
I imagine if we score here, that might be coming. Pugmire across the net. Great block there by Peterson and Cornea. But Tintic does return it to Cornea, to Levitt on the outside. A couple different tips back and forth. Tintic does put it across, and this time, wow, great hustle by Pugmire, who gets it just over the net. This is a battle here as Tintic kept it alive as well on their end. Great hustle by Pugmire, initially getting it back over the net, but you got to give kudos to Tintic, who did the same and got that point to put them at 3. Rebels at 11. 11-3 in favor of the Rebels as Tintic will serve here.
Only a 6-0 run this time by Tyler.
We'll take that every time. A good serve by Tintic, but it is a great dig by Weston to Cornea. And Peterson will try to get it over, and now will go out of bounds. Point for the Rebels. Once again, Peterson being a force there in the middle today. So Paige, who I believe got our set point last time, back serving across to the Miners. Good jump serve. That is returned by the Miners, but they get it to the outside, but it goes into the net. 13-3 for the Rebels.
A little far back for Grimstead to try the kill.
Smith with the serve, gets it across to the back row of the Miners, trying to set something up all from the back row. Pena does get it across to Smith. Good pass to Cornea, who back sets to Hatch, and I believe that is going to be a lift.
Yep.
So a lift by the Rebels there on that back set, so that will give the ball back to the Miners as Grimstead will serve to the Rebels. Smith passing it up to Cornea, sets up to the outside for Levitt. Good kill there to the back row. Good strong hit by Chaisley.
Should have got that one on the replay. That is Chaisley's. Yep. Up.
And they're going to want to check. They want to check the Tintic Miners. She did get hit in the face on that kill. So I think the ref's wanting her to be checked out here. Make sure there's not a bloody nose or anything. I see where he's coming from. That was a big hit that she took on that back row. That was a strong hit by Chaisley.
Her 6th kill of the match.
The Rebels find themselves up 10 here in the third set as Cornea looking to serve to the Miners, and she does. Back row.
That's an ace.
That is an ace. Despain did all she could there, the libero in the back row, That was a great serve by Cornea. The Rebels go up 11, 15-4.
Her second of the match and number 19 on the season.
Cornea will continue to serve here as we get the ball back from the hallway. Cornea serving left to right here to the Miners, and it will be just into the net. That ball thought about it, but it did hit the top and came back onto the Rebels side. So number 5, Kaylee Carter to serve across to the Rebels, and she gets it across to Weston. Good pass to the front to Cornea. To the outside to Chasley. Great kill by Chasley once again.
Number 7 of the match, and that was a nice back set.
And she has a big smile on her face, which she should. She's had a great game today.
She's teasing Cassie to try to get her subbed out as Cassie goes to the service line.
So Cassie Argyle back into serve here as the Rebels are up 16-5 here in the third set. Up 2-0 so far in terms of sets. Tintic gets it to the outside to Pena. Across the net to Pugmire, to Cornea, to Hatch in the middle, who puts it over back to Tintic. Pena will try to make something out of nothing, and it is out of bounds in favor of the Rebels, 17-5. Excuse me, that was number 10, Jordan Conder, who hit that for Tintic, but just out of bounds as Argyle looks to serve once again. She gets it across. Not enough. Tintic from the back row tried to pass that, but it was a great serve right at the foot of the Miner as Rebels go up 18-5.
Cassie's third ace of the match, and again, she came in with only 7 on the year.
She's done a great job serving today. Looking for another ace here. She gets it across. That was a good serve, but Pena returns it over to the Rebels, to Argyle, to Cornea, outside to Pugmire. Good hit there, but that is returned by the Miners, who get it across just over the fingertips of our front row, and that will hit the ground. 18-6 for the Lady Miners.
Jordan Conder, number 10, with the kill, and she goes to the service line.
So Conder to serve over the net to Weston, to Cornea, back sets to Pugmire. Good kill there, but it is returned over the net to Argyle, to Cornea, outside to Weston. That will go off the fingertips of the Miners, but kept alive. Back over to Smith. Cornea sets up Hatch in the middle. Was that tipped? Yes, it was. So Hatch hits it. It does go out of bounds, but not before being tipped by Tintic, and now Hatch will then go back to the service line to serve across.
She leads the Lady Rebels in aces. She's got 30 on the season.
Yeah, my first game I called was down at Wendover, and she had a bunch down there. Hatch with the serve just over. That almost gave her another one as the Miners keep it alive. Pena across to Cornea. Passes over to Hatch in the back row. And Pugmire also in the back row sends it over. The Miners will try to set something up here. And they do. That was set up for the freshman, Kendall Snell, right there in the middle. And she hits it into no man's land, giving Tintic a point. 19-7 here as the Rebels are really trying to close out and prevent a set number 4, but they are well on their way to close this out in the third set. Tintic serves over to Argyle, up front to Cornea, sets up Weston on the outside, who, boom, inside. That is in.
Good view of the court on that one. Should have got a replay.
Yep, that was good court vision by Weston. Puts it right where there are no Miners to be found, just across court there. As Pugmire now, the Rebels up 20-7. Pugmire wanting to close this out. She serves left to right. Good pass by the Miners, but not able to get it back over as number 8, Riley Larson, also a freshman, had a great pass there. Was set up back to her, but just in the net as the Rebels go up 21-7. Pugmire serves across. That is handled by Tintic. Set up. Pena on the outside. Good strong hit, but that goes out of bounds as I do not see that a tip was called. Rebels just 3 points away from winning today.
Pugmires have been dominating the service line.
Yes, they have. They've both done great today. Bray serves it across. That is back. Tintic gets it back over to Smith, to Cornea in the front. Peterson from that middle spot, but Tintic keeps it alive as they get it back across to Smith, to Cornea. Back set to Peterson. Handled well by Pena. Will they get it over? Yes, they do. Pugmire up front to Cornea, outside to Weston, and that will be in the net. on that attempted kill. 22-8 in favor of the Rebels, as Pena will go back to try to keep this game alive as they are down 22-8. She serves across to Argyle, to Cornea, to the middle for Peterson. Great hit there. Rebels just 2 points away. Another kill for Peterson.
Number 8 on the match, third one of the set.
So Pugmire looking to close this out, 23-8 for the Rebels. She serves across. Good serve, but that is handled. Peterson hits it from that middle spot. Tintic sends it over to Pugmire, to Cornea. Levitt hits it across. That is returned by Tintic.
And that going to get a double hit.
Double hit on Tintic. Rebels just 1 point away from closing this thing out. Tyler will try to get an ace here to finish out this set and finish the game. Pugmire serves across. Handled by Tintic. They will put it back over to Smith. Corney to the front, outside to Levitt as she will get a winning. Let's see. What are they going to call here?
Going to call it out.
Out.
I think that was on the line.
That was dang close. Levitt almost closes that out there, but they do call it out. 24-9 for the Rebels, as Snell will serve across to the Lady Rebels. That gets over the net to Weston. Cornea sets to Peterson, to the back row of Tintic. They get it back across the net to Smith, to Cornea, outside to Levitt. Good strong kill, but that is returned by Snell and then Levitt. We're going to get a replay for you there because that closes out this game. You're going to see here on the replay that Levitt had it set up for her to have a nice kill. That was temporarily sent back over by the Miners here, and then a great effort by Chasley just to finish this one out in a strong fashion. Lady Rebels win this in 3. We'll be back after this. We have a post-game show coming up. Great job by the Lady Rebels. This is a station production of Lady Rebel Volleyball, online at mylocalradio.com and listening in at 98.3 KDQ FM.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
And now a message from the experts at Bear Lake Realty.
Welcome to Water's Edge, right downtown Garden City. Beachfront condos, close to the beach, close to downtown for your renters and the owners.
We're going to give Gary McHugh with Bear Lake Realty a shout out and give you an awesome view here as the student body, who was great today, very loud and in their pajamas. That must have been the
that was the theme.
That was the theme today. They did a great job as they created a tunnel for the Lady Rebels. As we are back for our post-game show, Rob, let's get a Freaky Fast recap brought to you by Jimmy John's.
Well, the Rebels take the first set 25-14 thanks to a 7-0 run with Tyler Pugmire at the service line. 9 kills in that first set. Second set, almost identical. 9 more kills for the Lady Rebels and 3 more aces. 25-15, and then they close it out with power. 25-9 in that third set with 10 kills, 28 for the match to just 7 for the Miners, and 10 aces to 2. Probably going to get a little bit of an address from Coach Wasden. 29 unforced errors on the Lady Rebels to just 27 for the Miners.
Yep, I'm sure that will definitely be addressed, but the Lady Rebels do get the win here in 3, and that was the Freaky Fast recap. Thanks, Rob, for that. This is part of our Independent Software Solutions postgame show. We're going to go to the break, and when we return, we'll talk about the precision play of the game and also the player of the game. and then give you a calendar update on this post-game show.
Healthy teeth and gums affect your overall health, including the mental image you have of yourself. That's just one reason that good dental care and hygiene habits should begin at a young age. Healthy teeth mean fewer sick days from school and higher self-esteem. We all want our children to be successful. Teaching them healthy dental habits at a young age with regular cleanings and dental checks is part of the answer. Dr. McKay Frankum serves patients of all ages. Call today and schedule dental appointments for your family. Dr. McKay Frankum, providing precision family dentistry at affordable prices.
Dealing with computer problems can be frustrating and make you wish for your own personal IT guy. Now, everyone can afford an IT guy. Independent Software Solutions has served customers in Wyoming and Utah for over 20 years. We develop software, handle system and network administration, repair personal and business computers, and sell accessories. Independent Software Solutions is your one-stop computer business solution. Call today, 307-789-1978. Let Independent Software Solutions be your IT guy.
We're back here in our Independent Software Solutions post-game show. Rob, we are at the McKay Frankum Precision Play of the Game. There were a few of them, but give us our Precision Play of the Game today.
Well, we're going to use it to end the match. Chaisley Levitt with the kill attempt, and it was returned by the Miners, but right back to her, and she did not miss on the second attempt, right down onto the floor, probably about, 8 feet into the court, and that wrapped it up for the Lady Rebels.
Definitely a statement hit there, and a great way to end things. Very poetic there, and we're going to transition that to the Crawford Trough Player of the Game, and we've talked about it. We're going to give that to Chaisley Levitt as well.
Yep, 9 kills in the match, and Coach Wasden mentioned in the pregame interview, not a lot of rotation as much as maybe as there's been earlier in the season, trying to keep a little bit more consistency, and I think that's helped Chaisley to know, hey, I'm going to the front line, and that consistency paid off today.
Yeah, I think Coach Wasden has tried a few different things this year, and it seems like she has found a rhythm, as that would be the Rebels' 4th straight win as this season winds down, correct? We had Tabiona, Altamont, Tintic twice, so 4 straight wins, as next week is a big one. And let's transition to our Woodruff Country Corner calendar update. Rob, what do we have for those that weren't listening into the football game when we went over the schedule next week? What we got going?
Well, let's first wrap up a little bit from the cross-country match from this morning. The Rebels had a pre-region meet here in Randolph that ran this morning at 10 o'clock. The girls take the win. Lyda Taylor and Paige Smith, and then Bray Pugmire and Katharina Smith all place in that one. The boys, Dax Jolly took 2nd. Scotty Wakefield took 8th. You had Nathan and Jared Carver, Ethan Earl, Austin Vasquez, Alex Reinsberger, Chase Schinkel, and Hudson Lim also running on the boys' side. For the girls, Ryan Latham, Ava Nelson, and Gracie Carlisle also running for the girls. So sets them up. They have the week off, and then they have region on the 2nd, or the Tuesday of that next week, which I think is the 15th.
So next Tuesday is region.
No, they get the week off, and then the 15th.
Oh, gotcha. So nothing next week.
Yep.
Then the next week on the Tuesday is region.
Yep.
Cross country.
So the boys take care of the Grace Grizzlies yesterday, and their next game will be against South Sevier, who lost a close one last night, and I'm going to struggle to remember who they lost to.
I think it was Emory that they played,
yep,
if I remember right. Yep, and that is true. So that next week's going to be fun. The boys go down. If you want to see both, that's going to be possible in terms of in person. So because it's very close to each other.
The Lady Rebels will be at the Richfield tournament for the volleyball Friday and Saturday. The JV volleyball team does go to a tournament in Ogden on Saturday, but the varsity will be in the tournament in Richfield.
So I think South Sevier is in Monroe, if I remember right, so not very far from Richfield. So if you're going in person, you could probably catch some volleyball games, see the football game. It's going to be a fun weekend for the Rebels. I'm not sure on the Rich Middle School volleyball today how things went. I do know that the football team, junior high football team, did beat Cokeville today. I was a little bit involved with that one. And Rob, thanks for setting things up so I could make it back from coaching football this morning. But great time to be a Rebel. A lot of success going on. It makes it fun. Rob, we've just got some great youth that are participating at all levels here in the community right now, and hats off to them as we head into a big week next week. Down to South Sevier, down to Richfield. We wish them all luck. We will be casting that game at South Sevier next Friday. So catch us. The pregame show will start at 6:15.
Yeah, there's a JV game at, I believe, 3 o'clock, and then the varsity game's at 7, so 6:15 for the pregame show.
So tune in, 98.3 KDQFM or online at mylocalradio.com next Friday at 6:15, kickoff at 7. Continue to cheer on the youth in our community. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you all next week.
Go Rebels.
The proceeding has been a wholly owned production of mylocalradio.com and Cook Brothers Broadcasting, LLC.